a horizon with no end, a land where only the wind tells you which way to go. Here, people once rode freely across the pampas, unbound by the rules of the state, unclaimed by the order of cities, living by nothing but their own judgment. They were called barbaric, pushed aside, yet later celebrated as a national symbol, gauchos. Their contradictory existence mirrors the very tensions embedded in modernization and nation-building. Today, through the lens of gaucho freedom, we explore what it means to imagine a different kind of economy and society. So first, who were the gauchos? What role did they play in the history and structure of this region?
Gauchos were horseback cattle herders across the Argentine and Uruguayan pampas. But they were not simply ranch laborers. They lived at the margins of the state, working, moving, and negotiating on their own terms. A lifestyle shaped by autonomy rather than regulation. Though often dismissed as vagrants or outlaws, they later came to symbolize freedom, defiance, and self-reliance.
Already a figure full of contradictions, socially marginal yet culturally central. In the late 19th century, Argentina entered rapid modernization. How were gauchos treated during this transition?
Domingo Sarmiento's civilization and barbarism is key to understanding this. For him, gauchos and indigenous peoples were obstacles to progress. To a nation eager to build cities and welcome European immigrants, people who moved freely across unbounded land were difficult to govern. Thus, gauchos became associated with barbarism and were targeted for exclusion. Land was fenced, railroads were laid, ranching became industrialized, and labor was disciplined and regulated. Their semi-nomadic lifestyle was slowly marginalized as modernization tightened its grip.
A state cannot easily control those who refuse fixed boundaries, so they became the problem in the modern nation's imagination. Yet even as real gauchos were pushed to the margins, the image of the gaucho rose to national prominence.
Exactly. Martín Fierro transformed the gaucho into a poetic symbol, a persecuted figure who embodied the spirit of the people. This created a paradox. Real gauchos were disciplined and contained, while symbolic gauchos were uplifted as the soul of the nation. A dual structure emerged. The state suppressed the living gaucho, while embracing the imagined one for nation building.
Erasing the inconvenient reality, but preserving the convenient mythology. A pattern we see in many national narratives today.
Indeed, the gaucho was both excluded and appropriated, a contradiction at the heart of modern Argentina.
Let's turn to what this contradictory existence teaches us about the modern economy. First, the idea of unregulated space.
Historically, gauchos occupied what we might call an informal zone, a space that the state and formal markets could never fully regulate. This made their livelihood both flexible and fragile. In today's terms, they resemble gig workers, freelancers, and informal labor.
Flexible enough to survive shocks, but fragile when crises deepen.
Exactly. The gaucho lifestyle shows that freedom outside the system can create resilience and vulnerability at the same time. The lesson? The way we design and manage informal spaces shapes the robustness of the entire economy.
Another paradox. What was once labeled backward later becomes a centerpiece of culture and tourism.
Yes, aesthetic and cultural forms, once dismissed as primitive, are often revalued in post-industrial societies. Today, the gaucho fuels tourism, cuisine and hospitality, national branding, regional identity.
What was once discarded becomes a creative resource.
Precisely. For regional revitalization or cultural industries, rediscovering what modernization tried to erase can produce entirely new value. A lesson highly relevant to Japan's rural revitalization as well.
Gaucho freedom meant living outside the reach of the state, but also without the state's protection. What does this imply for modern economic policy?
Gauchos enjoyed unrestricted mobility and autonomy, but bore all risks alone. This resembles many forms of precarious labor today. What modern societies need, however, is not freedom that abandons people, but freedom supported by safety nets, a system that allows mobility without sacrificing security.
So the challenge is to maintain freedom without forcing individuals to shoulder all the risk.
Yes. Designing institutions where freedom and security coexist is one of today's most urgent policy questions.
Looking through the Gauchos' history, we can see the blind spots of modern development.
Gauchos were excluded in practice, yet celebrated in symbolism. This contradiction challenges the idea that modernization follows a single, universal path.
Freedom, marginal spaces, cultural plurality, local autonomy. Things growth metrics alone cannot capture.
Exactly. Gaucho values are not nostalgia. They are tools for imagining plural modernities, where multiple ways of living can coexist beyond the singular logic of industrial progress.
Those who were pushed aside, those almost forgotten, now illuminate our future. The Gaucho is not merely a figure of the past, but a question for the present. What kind of freedom do we want? And what kind of society must we build to sustain it? Like the endless pampas, the future may require designs without rigid boundaries, a landscape of possibilities. And until the next field, this has been NEOTERRAIN,